This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Providence Volleyball Association spiking off its championship round last night at the Donald Davis Gym. Our Amajal Knowles was there.
Well, it was certainly drama on the opening night. First up on the ladies' side, the Scottsdale Vixens and the Lady Defenders did battle, and early on it was all defenders as they took the first two sets pretty convincingly, 25-15 and 25-19. But in the third set, this is when the switch turned on for the Vixens, led by some aggressive play from Melinda Bastian. They would come rallying back in dramatic fashion, dominating the next three sets, winning 25-19, 25-15, and 15-8 to take game one.
Once we came together and played Vixens ball, we brought it together. Champions don't die.
Most definitely the last three sets really didn't show what we are capable of doing. I anticipate that those girls will go back home, meditate on the things that they did wrong, and there was a lot of those things that we did wrong. We were out of position a lot of times. There are some balls that we played overhand that we should have bumped over. There are some balls we put our two hands on that we should have driven with one hand. There are a lot of things that we did wrong, and I think that the way forward now is for us to make those corrections. And I assume that once those things are done, you will see a better game.
On the men's side, the Defenders and Intruders faced off, and in eerily similar fashion, the Intruders went up two sets, winning both 25-19, before the Defenders would come rallying back to take the final three sets, 25-19, 25-13, and 15-8. Play will continue at the Donald Davis Gymnasium on Friday. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
The Bahamas Basketball Federation gearing up for the AMERICUP 2021 pre-qualifiers in Belize. A press conference was held earlier today.
A lot of these guys are coming from a lot of different places, so we're going to have to get this together fast once we get over to Miami. But knowing most of these guys, almost all of them, maybe only a couple that I don't know, have a pretty good idea of what we're going to try and do. We're not going to get away from what we did towards the summertime when we had a win at the Dominican Republic. We started playing better there with Michael back. He understands what we're trying to do. We have several guys that are back and trying to do that. So I think we're going to have a team that's going to extend the floor, pressure the floor. We're going to in a man-to-man and also pressing. I think we're going to get up and down this court and use our athleticism to score. And then we're going to spread the court in the half court.
At the end of the day, we all have a chance of being right in the game. The key thing about this whole thing is going to be closing out. A bunch of guys has gotten better in their games. Me per se, as far as shooting the ball, I shot the ball pretty well last window. So I mean, we got some key guys coming back from the last one we had in Dominican Republic. So let's give this thing another shot.
We have to applaud corporate sponsors like Bahama and other individuals that step in to help these guys and help these federations go off. Of course, we'd want to see you guys in Tokyo 2020, but we know that fell through, but we're glad you guys are on the path for 2024.
From the NBA, the Sacramento Kings falling last night 121-18 to the Denver Nuggets. That was their final game before the All-Star break. Buddy Hield had a side-high 25 points. The Kings have now slipped out of the final spot for the playoffs, but Buddy says they will still make that push.
We still got a lot of work to do, and we got to buckle up, man. And I've never been in this situation before. I'm new to this and trying to be a playoff race. I'm trying to push to get the playoff, and so every game is like that NCAA type feeling tournament. Lose, you go home. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm treating every game. So there's a lot of anxiety coming to the games, and treating every game like it's a win and go home. It's a lot of pressure because why? Because the cities haven't been in the playoff since 2005, 2006, and it would be a joy to get them back there. And it's a great fan base, and they love it so much, and they're passionate about basketball, and it's a lot of pressure, man, but it's fun. And this is the fun thing about it. You got to go and compete and play for something, and that's what it's about.
Now, the reason the Kings fell out of that 8th spot is because the Phoenix Suns were unable to get the job done again, losing to the LA Clippers 134-107. DeAndre Ayton, 20 points and 8 rebounds in the loss. And despite entering the break with a record of 11-48, the big man is still trying to stay upbeat.
Don't mind the record of this team, but there's a lot of guys with a lot of great potential, and, you know, we could actually make a dynasty team and start a winning culture here as well, too.
Come next week, it's all about the 37th annual Hugh Campbell Basketball Classic. It all starts with the grand opening on Monday starting 10 a.m. at the AF Adderley Gym.
This is the grandfather of all tournaments, so therefore this year will be no exception. Our opening ceremony will be filled with excitement, cheerleading groups, special guests, and most of all of our teams will be present from throughout the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos Islands, and let's get it on.
When competition gets underway on the floor, tournament director Reggie Forbes says it will follow the same format as in years past.
Each pool will have a pool champion, and then we'll have 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and the winners will emerge to the final of the championships.
Also remaining the same is the start date for the Family Island schools, which is Wednesday. And while that is something Forbes would like to change moving forward, he understands the challenges.
It's so difficult because of the archipelago of islands, getting all persons and all teams on the island at the same time. It's a financial challenge for many of the teams, and I'm sure that is basically one of the reasons for them in their delay in getting to New Providence for housing and all of that other stuff. But again, we here at AF Adderley are working with the respective schools and administrators to ensure that the best situation can come about and their school will get the greatest benefit of participating in such a tournament.
It's all about the St. Valentine's Catch Me If You Can regatta this weekend, and festivities actually get underway tomorrow, paying tribute to the legend Eleazar Barber J. Johnson.
We are inviting corporate Bahamas and the Bahamas government offices to participate in the celebration by wearing this One for Barber J t-shirts in his honor. On Saturday, there will be a junior regatta organized by the Nassau Yacht Club, heading by Mr. Robert Dunkley. We are anticipating over 50 boats in the optic, sunfish, and laser classes. On Sunday, there will be the Catch Me If You Can race featuring the beloved Lady Natalie B class, skipped by Captain Clyde Roll.
We'll be giving the Lady Natalie a 10-minute head start on the 8-mile course. Now, the Bible said, now fix that so I could beat them fellas.
The Red Stripe has been the boat that has caught the Lady in Red the most, the sailing team. So it's going to be the same thing. Now, if I see we catching him too fast, I will ask my uncle to kind of give him a little break and let Baba have this one, and he could really rest in peace, because he wouldn't be too pleased with Clyde knowing that the Red Stripe caught him again.
As you would have heard, the Sailing Barber loved the kids, and so the event on Saturday is only fitting.
This is an event that your dad started for our junior sailors. And when I got involved in 2011, I met with him for the first time, and I believe the event was for the juniors. Had started before then, but I have to tell you, there was always a pleasure getting together with your dad, Eleazar, to discuss his passion for junior sailing. And Eleazar has been a driving force, I think, in our community with sailing, not only in the sloops, but also a driving force with our junior sailors in the international classes that we have.
The Bahamas Bowling Federation's election's right around the corner. Soneth Lockhart will be seeking re-election to the president's post for another 2-year terms in hope of expanding the sport even further. And he says it all starts with the youth.
We started the youth program about 4 years ago, and since that we have expanded it into the schools, and even we are dealing more with the ones who graduate from school, and as well as the school program. And so right now we have quite a number of them engaged in our Monday night leagues, Wednesday night leagues.
The Bowling Federation has brought in pro instructor Rich Hinsey, and they believe this is another initiative that will help grow the sport here in the Bahamas.
I'm trying to get kids to get off of all the computer stuff and video games and get them out and get them playing again, get them active, and hopefully have a little bit better future for us as far as kids being in shape.
He also is the expert in ball drilling and fitting, and so he's going to watch everybody throw the ball. He's going to check their hands out, make sure their ball fit right, it can come off properly, as well as I asked him about Hammer sponsoring the Bahamas team, and he was able to get Ebonite, which is the umbrella for Hammer Track Columbia 300, to sponsor all of the Bahamas national team.
The college baseball season underway. Bluefield State currently 2-0 after picking up a pair of wins over Lincoln. Shortstop Carl Cooper Jr. went 2 for 4 with a triple in the opener. He followed that up with a 1 for 4 outing, which included a home run. Bluefield State is back on the diamond this weekend on the road for a 3-game set against Claflin. And that will do it for sports, but stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports.